What is Vizeh? Well, this was a fun channel while it lasted. Anyone know what happened to Vizeh? Why did this stop? Man, I miss this channel. Just came here to pay my respects. I miss Vizeh. Come on guys, where's the uploads? And also the content has changed drastically recently. I remember the days when Lawrence did his amazing documentary editing and you went travelling to places and met famous people. That was awesome. Now it's just sit down and talk sort of style. I mean, I like both styles of content, but I feel the effort and passion of Vizeh is lacking. Let's make Vizeh great again. On June 20th, 2019, Vizeh created its last ever YouTube video. On February 17th, 2018, the Vizeh YouTube channel was created with their first ever video. It launched with 4 key members: the True Geordie, Will Nee, Stephen Tries, and Lawrence McKenna. What was the identity of Vizeh? Contrary to popular opinion, Vizeh was never meant to be another Sidemen. At the time, there was many other YouTube channels that was forming different types of YouTuber groups, and Vizeh always wanted to be seen like a brand or a business and not like another YouTuber group, for example like Team 10 or like the Sidemen. So we're going to break down into it. If you're new here, then please do and subscribe to the channel. It does mean a lot, and let's try to hit 2,500 likes. And a quick word from our sponsor. If you want to play FIFA 23 and don't want to actually play the game because it takes a lot of effort, then I've got you sorted. Go to U7Buy at top of the description and make sure to use code Vizeh at checkout for 6% off. So let's talk about Vizeh, and are they meant to be just another YouTube group? Well, not really, and the proof is the origin of Vizeh. Vizeh was originally not created by the members of the group. True Geordie, Lawrence McKenna, Will Nee, none of them. There was a parent company calling all the shots. And who was that, you may say? Ball Street. Ball Street was a football fan engagement agency and a fan media network, and became big in the mid-2010s, partnering with massive YouTube channels like AFTV, Redmen TV, and having great links in the footballing world, having videos with the likes of Gary Lineker, Rio Ferdinand, Steven Gerrard, and much more. Ball Street was always meant to be seen as a voice of the people and a football fan-led community. I would know this as I wanted to work with Ball Street back in 2016, 2017 when I was doing Burnley content. And there was multiple similar channels like this, such as the likes of 90min, who I also worked with before. So the idea came together when Ball Street thought of an idea where you can create a heavyweight YouTube combo with massive channels at the time, like True Geordie on 700,000 subscribers at the time, Will Nee with over 1 million subscribers, and Stephen Tries, with Lawrence McKenna being the creative director behind all of it. Not only massive YouTubers in the UK scene, but also their personalities also combined and worked together really well, producing original content for sports fans, from football culture, traveling to games, documentaries, with podcasts and interviewing pro footballers. The idea was meant to be a brand, a business, a platform where Vizeh/Ball Street can work alongside gigantic brands to form amazing videos online, with the production team and the creative aspect of Lawrence McKenna and the personalities and almost chaos of Stephen Tries and Will Nee with Brian formed a perfect balance, and you can see that massively in their first couple of videos. The creative design of it was something that you've not seen before. It seemed like the production of it was way beyond its years at the time, coming across professional and extravagant and not coming across like just another YouTube group. And this is what made Vizeh stand out from its peers, like the likes of Sidemen. Their first ever video, Walk the Walk, KSI v Joe Weller boxing documentary, almost 40 minutes long, and the production is through the charts. The storytelling, the production, the editing, the audio, everything was spot on for a first video to really showcase what you are about. The second video, the Vizeh podcast, when you have True Geordie on there, you might as well. Podcasting was a massive part of the True Geordie success, and some of his greatest podcasts by views was doing podcasts with the likes of Will and Nee. So you might as well do that again, and it worked out well, with the second podcast getting 1.9 million views. And then the third video, Will and Nee goes to Paris. This really stood out to me and showcased really what EXO was meant to be. I urge you to watch this video because it really gives a great example of what EXO was meant to be. This was Lawrence McKenna's video, him having complete creative control, and this is what Lawrence is so good at. It was a massive step up compared to any other YouTube channel at the time. Also showcased what it was meant to be as a brand, as they were working alongside a huge company with, Nike. It's only Nike and PSG. Their third video on their channel of a brand new group, they're working with Nike and PSG meeting Cavani. For that to be the third ever video on the channel was remarkable. The reason why I'm going step by step is because I want to give you the idea that EXO was meant to be a certain type of brand. How it started off, the idea of it, and where it ended up being in the end. This channel was Lawrence McKenna. I'm convinced of it. The creative direction that it went by, the meaning and the structure of the videos and how it's presented and produced, it's so well thought out. It's top quality. And the quality is what made EXO so unique.
They say you shouldn't meet your heroes. They were wrong. Adidas created the opportunity for Stephen and I to meet a player that we idolised during his time at our club, but also whilst he was winning 2 European Championships and a World Cup.
Turn it down so it doesn't distract your wife.
Sexy women and goals. It's Try Sports News.
Do you want to take sport too seriously and monetize it? This is Try Sport News.
All the time, you can tell that potentially the budget was clearly being drained out, and there is reason for that as we go into the future. I don't think the downfall or failure or whatever you want to say about EXO, I don't think it is solely down to the people involved or a lack of effort. For this type of content, you need big production, you need money backing behind you, and looking back at it, that may be the main compartment of it all. Now, of course, if you're not aware, I did a video about True Geordie, a almost 30-minute long video going into the rise and fall of True Geordie as well, because I need to reiterate, I am a fan of True Geordie. I'm a fan of EXO, Lawrence McKenna. I've been with these guys for years, since 2015. I've seen the journey. I've been a fan of the journey. The reason why I'm reiterating this is because I've had people contact me who I'm not going to disclose, close to True Geordie, that's come at me and questioned my authentic nature of how I present these videos. I wish nothing but the best for True Geordie. I wish nothing but the best for anyone involved in EXO or for this group. That's not my intention of these videos. My intention of these videos, for example of this video, is to start a dialogue and to talk about EXO, who seemingly just disappeared from existence. And when you try to look up what happened to EXO, there's only a few videos from the likes of Will and Nee or Cam Kurkam from podcasts which really delves into it, but only at the surface level, as of course it is quite a personal thing to them, and I want to respect that. But I also know that they had a massive fan base, with a channel still active for about a year, still gaining 640,000 subscribers, and even at the end of it still getting decent views along the lines of 300,000 to 700,000. It wasn't particularly doing bad. It's not like it was getting 100,000 views less. It was still being relatively very successful. But let's continue with the rise. Ball Street wanted to still have that football fan community aspect to it, hence why they went to different football matches, such as Stephen Tries and Lawrence McKenna going to watch Manchester United vs Sevilla, or going to watch Liverpool v Man City in the Champions League semi-final, while at the same time having comedic aspect to it as well, with Try Sports News that was also quite popular, and detailed podcasts and interviews with the likes of Tony Bellew, Troy Deeney, and also Xabi Alonso. And these videos comes with brands, such as working with Adidas Football, working with EA Sports, and working with Formula E, being part of some great events as well, such as the Wembley Cup back in 2018, which was a massive opportunity and involves Rebel FC, which I spoke about in this video, which I looked into failed YouTube football teams. If that does interest you, then go and check out that video as well. To this day, I don't think we may ever see a event with the production, with the thought process, with just the quality and chaos that the Wembley Cup created. More specifically, Jeremy Lynch with the likes of Stephen Tries, the drama of the event itself, having 4 YouTube football teams in Rebel FC, F2FC, #United, and also ETSO. It was incredible to see all these YouTubers come together to create one huge event, working with EE and playing at Wembley Stadium. And at this time, ETSO was doing incredible at the time. However, it seemed that after the Wembley Cup, things decided to change a bit. The content changed. Seemed to have lost its way a little bit in terms of its production when it first started. Directly after the Wembley Cup, they did multiple videos involving Brian's setup, which he did the kickoff with, and his podcasting too, such as ETSO Life Advice, True Geordie and Lawrence Answer the Web's Most Searched Questions, ETSO Secret Santa, ETSO Rewind, How Well Does True Geordie and Lawrence Know Each Other, the Real ETSO Lie Detector Test. And when you look at all these videos, it's the same type of video, speaking on a desk, either in True Geordie's setup or on a second setup, or talking in front of a white screen, and the brand seemed to have slowed down. Now, I'm not here to say that these videos were particularly bad. These weren't bad videos, and were videos that you would see on other channels like the Sidemen, for example, doing challenges, trying to laugh, videos just like that, and the personalities of the group bonding well together. Hence why they added more people to the group, such as Matt, who is very well known on Stephen Try's channel, or Cam Kirkham, who is also very well known and close to True Geordie 2, who also got involved. The videos near the end seem to have lacked its production quality. And there is a problem when a channel starts off in a certain way, doing interviews, doing documentaries, having this high production value, traveling across the world, and then turning into sit down at a desk and look at mean tweets or look at emails, and a typical kind of podcast format, which is not a problem because guess what? It still got good views. I mean, its third last ever video got 854,000 views. It wasn't anything disastrous. So why did it stop? Well, let's go back to the beginning. That ETSO was never owned by the people who made it and was made by Ball Street, who was a parent company. It wasn't meant to be another Sidemen where you do life advice videos and challenges. It was never meant to be that. It was meant to be a brand channel where you worked with Nike, Adidas, EA Sports, and so on. However, behind the scenes, a breakdown was forming with communication with the owners of the channel Ball Street, the investors, and the creators of the channel. The view of the channel between all these 3 parties wasn't going down the same route and was no longer aligned with what they wanted when they first started. Willany gave a great insight when speaking to Cal Freezy and the Burnt Chip when speaking on the Fellows podcast. This is what he had to say.
I don't think I took enough blame for the end of EXO than I should have. The start of EXO, right? EXO was never supposed to be like group channel or whatever. Yeah. To be honest, it was set out like a brand, like a business. Yeah. So it was set up, we had this fucking parent company who owned 51%, and we distributed 49% of it wrongly at first and then got it sorted. Right. And it was always supposed to be like we make big branded videos, kind of more like a Copper 90 than ever like a Sidemen thing. And then when we were making it, it was kind of like, like match day vlog or whatever. And I'm like, look, in 2018, I want to chase fucking current trends. I want to videos that are going to bang. Like I don't want to be.
Is this what you were saying?
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, I don't want to spend a day doing Madrid versus Liverpool vlogging. Like, how are we going to grow the channel like this? Like, this isn't going to bang. So I got a bit disenfranchised with it, just with all, I was probably pulling in a different direction than they were. Yeah. And then it went very quiet. The people who are supposed to be like, pulling it and planning it.
Yeah, the 51%.
Yeah, some of them weren't doing so much. I've signed up to the thing the wrong thing. Yeah,
right. You didn't know what you got yourself into.
I want to do a big group channel, make really, like just fucking follow trends, try and bang some videos, try and grow the channel. And that wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Will admits to potentially feeling disfranchised with the direction that ETSO was taking, which shows one example of how things may have slowed down near the end, as the direction of ETSO wasn't always stable. It felt like to me that ETSO was becoming something that they didn't want to be, and different intentions and ideas from the higher ups at Ball Street may have conflicted with the members of the channel. Let's talk about the group individually and the dynamic that the group represented, because despite the age difference between the likes of Stephen Tries and Willany with the likes of Brian, True Geordie and Lawrence McKenna, it had that typical northern comedic flair that was quite unknown at the time, as many popular groups located more down London and had that kind of more southern sense to it. Will and Stephen representing the youthful UK audience, and Brian and Lawrence becoming more mature and acting like the dads of the group. In terms of chemistry, I feel like EXO has the best chemistry that I've seen in any YouTuber group. Stephen Tries is without a doubt probably the funniest YouTuber on the platform. Lawrence McKenna is probably the most creative. I don't even say YouTuber, because I think calling him a YouTuber would be disrespectful. And True Geordie and Willie Nee had that Geordie comedic chemistry as well, with very different type of audiences. True Geordie having a more mature and football based audience, with the likes of Willie Nee, which was much more topical and going into local trends. However, if you go all the way to the very end, it felt like the channel was becoming much more disconnected, and dare I say, it felt more like a Stephen Tries second channel than the EXO channel, where videos involving him and his friend Max happened more and more often near the end. Cam Kurkam also spoke in different podcasts as well about what happened to EXO.
I think that it ended because the videos weren't the best at the end, and eventually I think everybody I know the budget ran out with it. When I joined, the budget got cut. Wonder why. I think that then the videos got to like, would you rather? You know, like that kind of thing, rather than like high budget stuff. And then I know that everyone fell out with the people that actually owned EXO at Ball Street, or the investors. And then Ball Street went bust, who actually owned EXO, because you know the Sidemen? Yeah. They own their channel. Whereas EXO didn't own their channel. Yeah. It was like an investor thing.
EXO ended, and leaving him in a unfortunate situation. This happened because of one big element, and that is Ball Street. That Ball Street near the end eventually closed down, and when Ball Street closed down, not only did the parent company lose control, but also investment as well. The budget each week got lower and lower, and you can tell that by the quality of the videos at the end compared to when it started. Going from working with Nike to meet Cavani in Paris, and working with EA Sports to go and film at UFC events, working at Newcastle United to go and play in the pitch, and then going to the very end of just becoming a sort of reaction channel in the same spot each time, reacting to people's comments and mean tweets. The difference was there, and it was clear, and when Ball Street went down, so did EXO. In my opinion, it was a great shame to see EXO end the way it did. The chemistry between all the members I felt like was great, and at the start you could see that the potential was massive. Tell me down below your thoughts on EXO. Did you watch them back in 2018 when they first came on the scene? What was your thoughts on them back then, and why do you think it eventually failed? For me, it was a case of the idea was large and extravagant, with a lot of production, and therefore money was needed to create the videos that they wanted to produce, and with that, consistency seemed to fail them. Now that could be no fault of their own, potentially budgets, investors or higher ups could have got in the way of that. If you guys did enjoy, then please do feel free and subscribe to the channel, and also smash a like button too. Let's try to hit 2,500 likes, and I will see you guys next time for another video, and peace out.